Is there anything more horrifying than time passing without end, horror fans? In light of the fact that 2023 is already halfway over, it seems appropriate to review the year's top horror literature. The finest horror books to look forward to reading in the second half of the year are those ones. These are the top horror books that were published in the first half of the year. It's not surprising that haunted houses have gained popularity this year. After all, they are, in my opinion, just consistently frightful. Witches have remained popular in 2023 as well. This year, we also received a few outstanding collections of horror short stories. Here are the top horror books that helped define the year in horror, listed in no particular order. Did the list include your favorite horror book from 2023? Find out by reading on. Number 13. Pieta by Leopoldo Gauti. While some horror novels are only vaguely unsettling, others are downright terrifying. How does Pieta fit into that spectrum? This one is fairly terrifying, but it kind of depends on what terrifies you. In order to oversee the conversion of an old cathedral into a boutique hotel, Carmen Sanchez has returned to her native Mexico with her teenage daughters, Isel and Luna. Carmen's contractors are openly destroying the project, and the villagers treat her and her girls like foreigners. Carmen decides enough is enough and takes her family back to New York when Luna comes dangerously close to being hurt at the building site. Returning to New York, however, does not mean that the Sanchez family's difficulties in Mexico are over. Something has woken up, and it might be too late for Carmen and her daughters to escape. Number 12. Delicious Monsters by Liselessambura. It seems that 2023 is the year of haunted houses. Another one that was quite gripping and spooky to read was this one. When Daisy lives in a city where there are ghosts around every corner, her ability to see the dead can be extremely overpowering. Daisy is therefore happy to escape the city noise when her mother inherits a private mansion. However, the home has horrors that Daisy could never have anticipated. And there aren't simply supernatural horrors. Number 11. Sister, Maiden, Monster by Lucille A. Snyder. Love cosmological fright, love dystopian literature. Take Sister, Maiden, and Monster into your possession. Three ladies are brought together by mysterious cosmic forces in the wake of the world's horrifying metamorphosis caused by a virus. Erin has developed a penchant for one particular woman and her mind. Savannah enjoys killing people for sexual purposes. And whether Mariva wants to or not, she will have to confront the impending apocalypse because of the divine role that the tumor-ridden Mariva has in it. Number 10. The Salt Grows Heavy by Cassandra Kshamo. What if The Little Mermaid were a terrifying tale? The Salt Rose Heavy by Cassandra Chaw is a brief, atmospheric horror tale where mermaids have teeth and destructive intentions. Additionally, a plague doctor with a lot of his own dark secrets joins this little mermaid on shore. The two encounter a village full of young people who have a desire for blood while traveling on their bizarre quest. Will they be able to escape unharmed? Number 9. The Haunting of Alejandra by VKSRO. Recent horror films have paid a lot of attention to La Llorona, but this is unlike anything you've ever seen of this folk demon. No one but Alejandra is aware of the darkness she is fighting to let out. Alejandra visits a therapist as a result. Alejandra will need to first examine her family history and generational trauma in order to understand why she is seeing the ghost of a crying woman. Will Alejandra have the fortitude to transcend the traumas of her past and finally get rid of La Llorona? Number 8. Heavy Whiskey with Good Bones by TK and GFISHKR. Pick this one up if you have room in your heart for any more terrifying houses. I know I do. Sam Montgomery, who is deeply concerned for her mother, is the subject of the book A House with Good Bones. Sam's mother becomes jittery and uneasy out of the blue and begins to make odd adjustments to the Lammergire Lane residence where the family resides. Sam questions whether her late grandmother's passing had anything to do with her mother's actions. Sam will realize she's right as devastating family truths are uncovered. Sam is currently fighting to learn the secrets about their family's home before Lammergire Lane swallows her completely. Number 7. Everything the Darkness Eats by Eric Larocca, Kalash Books, June 6. Things have gotten worse. Since we last spoke, a frightening novella by Eric LaRocca helped him become somewhat of a TikTok sensation. Now LaRocca is back with his debut novel of a full length. The little town of Connecticut has been shocked by a series of stunning disappearances. The pernicious animosity that is concealed beneath the little town's pleasant facade threatens to rise to the surface when local law enforcement begins looking into the unexplained disappearances. Number 6. 19 CLWs and a Black Bird by Agustina Bsdvrita, Stiskuri Manier, June 20. In relation to popular horror books on Book Talk and BookTube, Agustina Basterica's Tender is the Flesh caused quite a stir. Her newest book is a collection of 19 short stories that will entice readers into horrific tales and force them to confront their nightmares. Number 5. The Beast You Are by Paul Termobile, William Morrow, July 11. Here is yet another outstanding collection of short horror stories for 2023. There are 15 short stories and one novella in The Beast You Are. These stories' terror is inventive and experimental. It will make your brain twist. It follows that you must read it. With works like Cabin at the End of the World and Head Full of Ghosts, Paul Tremblay has established himself as a master of the horror genre. His short stories are as amazing. Number 4. Looking Glass Sound by Catriona Ward, Tornigfire, August 8. Looking Glass Sound is one of Catriona Ward's best, and she continues to be one of my favorite horror writers. A summer long ago, when Wilder Harlow was a child, altered everything. A tragedy connected Wilder to his pals Nat and Harper in a way that would permanently impact them while a killer hunted their little Maine community. Years later, Wilder is back in the community in an effort to make sense of what happened that summer as he writes his memoir. However, Wilder feels that he is losing his sense of reality the longer he stays in the town and the more he writes. Additionally, the book seems to be writing itself. Number 3. Vampires of Eleanor T. by Isabel Brkle, August 29. The Hacienda by Isabel Cos is considered one of the top horror novels of 2022. Her most recent book is a supernatural western set in the 1840s on the Texas-Mexico border. Man is aware that there are dangers in the north that are much greater than those faced by the Anglo settlers because she is a rancher's daughter. At night, something prowls the ranch, attacking people and consuming their blood. Nina was assaulted once, so she is aware that it exists. Nastor believes Nina is dead. He has been working as a vaquero at various ranches since the attack, but he has been unable to get over the loss of his boyhood sweetheart. Nastor and Nana had a startling meeting in 1846 after the United States invaded Mexico. Number 2. What Kind of Moth the Year by Clay and Celio Chapman, Quirk Books, September 12. How fortunate are we that a new Clay McLeod Chapman book will be released in the near future? The protagonist of the Southern Gothic horror book, What Kind of Mother, is Maddie Price, who has reluctantly brought her daughter, age 17, back to Brandywine, Virginia, where she grew up. Maddie makes a meager living as a palm reader, and it's here that she meets Henry McCabe, whose son vanished 5 years prior. Even though everyone believes Henry's son is dead, Maddie reads his palm and discovers something unexpected. She will be haunted by something. Number 1. The Reformatory by Tananariv Du, Stage J, October 31. For the first time in 8 years, Tananariv Du will release a new horror book on June 27, and the wait was definitely worth it. The summer of 1950 is the setting for the Reformatory in Gracetown, Florida. After kicking a white child in the leg, Robert Stephen Jones Jr. is transferred to Gracetown School for Boys. Robert believes he is only being brought to Gracetown as a reform school, but it is so much more than that. The school, which is segregated, is haunted by the dead boys who attended. Did you like it? Tell us what you think of the video in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting videos.